we are now in the bathroom, and we're going to take off these 4 screws, and behind this little plate here is going to be the hot water tank, and we're going to set that bypass up to be able to make sure we don't put antifreeze in the hot water heater. Okay, so I've unscrewed the screws out of here, and then this panel will just come out. There's a little attachment piece onto here. You can just move that out of the way. And then what we're going to be adjusting here is these turn-off valves here, so that the water does not go into the tank but bypasses it. And I'll show you that here in just a second, what it looks like after we get done with that. Okay, as you can see now, we took the line off here, make it a little bit easy to work with. So this line right here is going to be in line because the water is coming from the pump. And we're going to turn this one perpendicular so the water can't go into the hot water heater. And then we're turning this one perpendicular so there's nothing coming out of the hot water heater, nothing can go in inadvertently. So water's coming from the pump, gonna get blocked here, go up and go back down, and back down this red line, which goes over to the shower line. So we bypassed the hot water heater. And that's all there is to it. And then we will put all this back after we get all the pink stuff into the appropriate places. On the outside of the camper, there is a bolt that goes in here. I've already taken it off. It is a 24mm size bolt that comes off of here. And then up here is a pressure relief valve. So you're going to want to start to unscrew this, and then you're going to open this pressure relief valve. Water is going to come out of that, and then you finish undoing this screw here and pull that plug out, and all the water in the hot water tank is going to drain out. And you must do that before you do the winterization process. And then in the springtime, when you go to use the water again, you're going to put the plug back in, flip this back down so there's no pressure relief there, and then we're going to change the switches on the inside to allow water to flow back into here. So just underneath the sink, you have to take off this, and there's a screw here, here, and one on the back. You'll take this plate off, and you have your water pump. And underneath here in the water pump, you'll see that there's a hose that just has a cut-off end. We're going to use that here in just a little bit. But you'll also know and see that there's a couple of shut-off valves here. This is in line. This means that water is flowing through to the main system here. And then you have this line back here, which is really hard to see because there's no light in here right now, that is turned perpendicular, that goes to this hose. So what we are going to do is we're going to turn this hose so that it is perpendicular like that, and then we're going to turn this hose to where it is in line. And that way, we're going to use this for our antifreeze to go into the system to get everything filled up with antifreeze for winterizing so we don't freeze any of our pipes. More on that in a second. So as you can see now, I've taken that line and I've put it into the antifreeze, the RV antifreeze, not vehicle antifreeze, and we're going to turn the pump on to the camper up here. And now the water pump is on, and we will be able to run water to all the different places. So if I turn this on, it should start drawing pink stuff out of the antifreeze if I did it right. Let me undo the sinks here so we actually get drainage. There we go. Excellent. We got pink stuff there. hot water side. There we go. We got some pink stuff there. That's good. I like to run it on both sides. All right, so the pink stuff's good there. As you can see, it is draining out of here. We will continue to do that. Come in here, we'll do the same thing. So we get pink stuff, that's good. Hot water side, got pink stuff, that's good. Now one thing I should have mentioned is we come out here, and if we did it right, as we have, we don't have anything rolling out of here, which we shouldn't. So if we did not bypass the hot water heater, we would have pink stuff flowing out of here. All right, next up, we'll get the toilet going. We get some pink stuff in here. There it is. I like to leave a little that pink stuff in there during the winter time so that it keeps the seals from dry rotting. All right, we did the same thing in the shower here. I've already done it, but I didn't video it when I was actually doing it. But you're going to do the cold water side till you get the pink stuff, then turn that off. Then you go to the hot water side, turn that on until you get the pink stuff. Once that's flowing good, then you can turn it off, and that's good to go. All right, one of the things people forget is to winterize your outdoor shower line. You must do the same thing that you did on the inside. So we're going to do the cold water and then the hot water. I'm going to let this run. You see the pink, we're good. Turn that off. Switch on the hot. Wait till we see some pink. And there we go. We have pink. All right, turn this off. Now that is good to go as well. All right, so once we get done with all of that, I'm going to take what was left over in the first one. I dumped it into this, and then we're going to use this to go ahead and fill up a little bit more of the sink P-traps down here, and the same thing in here for the little P-trap in here, just so we got plenty in there. We've already got some water sitting in the toilet, so that's good. And then whatever else we have, we can flush down the shower line. All right, the other last key point that we had here is underneath here, you'll see a little valve, and I open that up. This is from the freshwater tank that you can fill up on the side, and you do not need to put RV antifreeze in there according to the manufacturer. You just need to drain this low point drain, which I have been doing this whole time. So it's now down to a drip, and then we will close this valve back up here and be good to go for our winterization. All right, so the last thing that we'll do is we will put this back down here, put the screws back in it. We will put that back into the panel here and make sure we attach the ductwork back to it. And then here is your plug that goes into the hot water heater. It is going into this drawer right here so that you can grab it and know where it's at come springtime. One last thing, so make sure that you've turned your water pump off after you get done doing all this cycling. So when we started doing all this, we put the hose in the RV antifreeze, we turned our pump on, that pulled all the water into the line, then we started running antifreeze through all the different lines. And then once we're finished running all the antifreeze, we push it back to off. It's important that you do that so you don't burn out your motor.